Okay guys, I'm changing out the plugs in my Yamaha 2017 250 horsepower 4-stroke. It's something that's very easy to do. You don't have to take it anywhere to have it professionally done, because if you could change a plug in a lawnmower, you can change your plug in an engine. This is where the plugs are. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the coil pack on top, and a 10mm loosens up the bolts that hold the coil packs in. So you take all these out of there. There's 3 of them, 1 on each coil pack. They come out really easy. And then you remove your coil pack and wire. There's 3. Now, if you're unsure where they're going to go back, you can mark them, but the wires are such it can only go in one spot. So those are out of there, and we're going to get our plug socket. It's a 5/8 plug socket, and it grabs the spark plug, because the plugs are down in these holes and you can't grab them. So you can use a regular socket, but you got to fiddle with it a little bit. I found that this is the right thing to use. So I'm going to loosen them all, break them all loose, and then we'll just take them out with the extension. Now, I've seen mechanics, and they say they're professionals. They use impact guns. The couple of seconds that you're going to save with the impact gun is not worth it. Now, you want to inspect these as they come out to see how they're burning. This is nice and clean. There's no dark soot or anything, so that's burning real clean. And you want to keep them in order as you take them out, in case you do have a problem, you know what cylinder it was. So take a look at this one. This one is really, really good. Get the last one out. Like I was saying about the impact gun, the couple of seconds you're going to save with the impact gun, if you cross thread, okay, this one looks really good too. So we got no problem there with the engine. If you cross thread one of these spark plugs in the head, okay, by using the impact gun, you got yourself a problem that you could not imagine. It would be your worst nightmare to do something like that. So do it by hand. You don't lose much more than a couple of seconds. So these are the new plugs. These are V-Power, NGK V-Power. I thought I was upgrading, but the ones I have in there were V-Power. So resistor type. Okay, so I'm putting resistor type in so it doesn't interfere with the electronics or anything like that. So these are gapped already. They're pre-gapped. You might want to see what the gap is and check them, but right now they look good to me. So you put it into the hole, then you turn it. I support the extension like this, and then I just spin it with my one finger. And you'll feel it bottom out. Right there, it bottomed out. And we're going to take our socket wrench. Okay, my socket wrench. And we're going to tighten them up. Now you're going to compress the new washer. There's a washer on these. So you're going to have about a turn that's going to compress the washer. Then it's going to get snug. And then you just give it a little tug. Not gorilla gripping, gorilla pulling on it or anything. You just snug it up. So that's one in. We'll put the second one in. Like I said, get it into the hole, support it in the center of the hole underneath the extension and spin the end. You'll feel it go right in. No stripping, no cross threading, no nothing. So the same thing, we're going to have about a turn on the washer, and then I just give it like a small amount, a ½ inch past that till it's tight. Now these plugs for this engine, what they call for is an NGK resistor. It's an LFR 6A11. That's what came with the engine. Okay, that's what I'm putting back in the engine. Same thing, put it into you get it in the hole, support it underneath so it's in the center, and then turn it on the end. And it should go right in. There we go. So again, we're going to tighten it till we compress our washer. It's probably about a full turn. So right now the washer's compressed or tight, and I'll go about a ½ inch. That's it. And we're done. Put your wires back on the way they came off. Now I spray silicone spray. I did it already in there. It doesn't let the wires stick onto the plug. Sometimes they stick and they get really, really tight. So you put some silicone spray. Okay, those are on. Now, my bolts. What did I do with my bolts? My bolts. Plugs, here they are. So you put your bolts back into the coil packs. That's pretty explanatory. They go right in. And then we'll get our socket. This is, if I told you before, it's a 10 millimeter socket for those bolts. So I just run them in with the extension. Again, stay away from the impact guns. You know. So you run them in till they bottom out. Then you just give them a little snug. You don't got to gorilla tighten them. And that's it. I did these 3 already. I just did these 3. 6 plugs. I think I paid about $5 or $6 a plug on eBay, and the labor's free. Take it somewhere, they're probably going to charge you $100, and then they're going to want to do all other kind of things on the boat. So okay guys, that's it. Go do your plugs.